makes them pay.
Set feet. Bang!
What game is this? This is incredible. Hook. Delightful. Wow. Too strong.
Now Melbourne goes, and Melbourne gets the bucket. Circus basketball to roof.
Cole. Yes!
Hello and welcome to Game 2 of WNBL 25. It's the Bendigo Spirit up against the Adelaide Lightning at Red Energy Arena. My name is Matt Hickey. We hope you're enjoying your Saturday night, and it's a big double header of WNBL action. I'm joined by the great Larissa Anderson. Larissa, fantastic to be back on commentary with you, and we've got an exciting season ahead of us and an exciting game ahead of us tonight.
Fantastic to be here. Excited to see a new look Bendigo Spirit and a young, exciting Adelaide Lightning going at it tonight.
Yeah, really intriguing battle between these two teams. A lot of youth on one side, and I think the nice way of putting it is a lot of experience on the other side. We start with the Bendigo Spirit. It's a team that has really recruited very, very well in the off-season. Now, just so everyone is aware, tonight, of course, one of two games being played, but Kelsey Griffin will not be playing in tonight's clash here at Red Energy Arena. She suffered a broken finger during the week at practice guarding Mariana Tolo. She spoke on her show Saturdays in Bendigo and said, a clue for anybody out there, just don't bother guarding Mariana Tolo too hard in practice. So a big loss for them, but obviously a lot of exciting additions.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty unfortunate. She would have been so excited for the game opener at home with her brand new team. And you use the word experience. They have a plethora of experience, this team, and would have to be one of the most, if not the most experienced team in the league. But very excited to see this new look go at it. It is a real shame that Kelsey's missing this one. It just shows that they obviously train hard at each other to break another opponent teammate's finger.
That's what you want in the preseason. We see Mariana Tolo on screen there. She hasn't been in the WNBL since 2020, and it's the first time she's actually been playing in the WNBL and not playing for a team based in Canberra. She's had time off in Europe, obviously, but was part of the Opals campaign and that bronze medal campaign in Paris. She obviously brings a lot of size, Larissa, a lot of skill, a lot of scoring. And how do you see that partnership with Sammy Whitcomb working?
Look, it's going to be exciting to watch, and Tolo she's that true big inside. So when you've got a scorer like Sammy, she's just going to be ready to catch those dimes through the net, hopefully. But she gives them that target. She's got so much experience, multiple championship winner. She knows how to get it done, and is a huge shot blocker inside. So will be that rim protector that Bendigo have probably missed the last couple of seasons.
No doubt about that. And Sammy Whitcomb, of course, making her way across from the Townsville Fire. Excited to see her ply her trade for the Bendigo Spirit. On the other side of the ball, the Adelaide Lightning, and you mentioned at the top, Larissa, a really exciting young core rising up together.
Yeah, and I think it's fantastic that they've been able to get a bit of consistency with someone like Brianna Turner, who's just been such a great import for them. She's coming back for her third season. She just keeps getting better and better every year. Steph Talbot, unfortunately, we were so excited to see her tonight, but unfortunately having her missing is a real shame. But when you've got Izzy Bourne, Izzy Boulays, the two Izzy's going at it. I mean, such exciting young players, and hopefully they can pick up exactly where they left off last season.
Yeah, one coming off a bronze medal at the Olympics, the other coming off an NBL 1 MVP. And you mentioned Steph Talbot. Don't fear too much, Adelaide fans. It's just a minor injury in a release. They said that they expect her to return for the first home game next weekend. So not the way you'd want to start, but good news in the fact that it's not a long out, because obviously she missed the majority of last season with that ACL. So very excited to get her back, especially after a bronze medal and a WNBA campaign. So we're just about ready to get things underway. And how's this for star factor at Red Energy Arena? The Premier of Victoria, Jacinta Allen, is in the building. She's the #1 ticket holder for the Spirit. So the WNBL is bringing out the big guns already.
And why wouldn't you get down to watch the WNBL when you can, Matt? I mean, it is the best sport, and it is round one. Get around it.
Couldn't put it better myself. These two teams played 3 times last year, and it was Bendigo who claimed a win in all 3. There was one big blowout, one overtime loss, and one overtime game and one 4-point game in there as well. and a real mixture amongst the stats, so hard to get a read as to who likes playing against who. We mentioned Izzy Bourne before at the top, some really solid numbers, and I said that she's coming off an NBL 1 campaign where she won the NBL 1 South MVP. You would have coached against her, Larissa. How do you guard somebody, or how do you scheme for somebody like that?
I can honestly say she's a pain to guard. Not personally, but to coach against. No, she had a fantastic NBL 1 season off the back of a really great WNBL season. So I'm expecting her to just step up more and more. I think there's an expectation on her now that she's really shown what she's capable of. She'll get a lot more attention from the opposition. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see her go.
No doubt about that. The Izzies will be looking to do the damage for Adelaide, and it is the wise heads of Kelly Wilson, Sammy Wickham and Mariana Toller. We haven't even mentioned Kelly Wilson, the game's record holder. She'll be coming off the bench tonight as well. But we're ready to go. It's Bendigo in the blue, and it is Adelaide in the red. And Sammy Wickham probably could have had a layup there, pulled it out for the 3, but they'll get another look anyways.
I think her teammates encouraged that for 3. Then that would have been a nice start for her.
We see the 2-player game between Wickham and Toller already, but good defense here from the Lightning. Shot clock single digits. Kick to the corner, Wickham. And she gets her Spirit campaign underway in style.
Right in front of her bench. That will feel good to get that off early.
Remarkably shot under 30% from 3 last year in the WNBL, so she'll be wanting to turn things around there, and don't expect that number to stay under 30 this season.
You can see instantly the attention Izzy Bourne is receiving in the post there. She was almost triple teamed.
Get a good look at Veronica Burton with a tough take and the finish on the right hand. The Connecticut Sun, the product of Northwestern. Nice basket.
Fantastic pickup by the Spirit, a real general on the court. When you've got so many scorers that Bendigo have, she's going to do a great job at getting them the ball.
And Bourne just blew the layup there. Here is Burton quickly back the other way with some silky smooth handles. And Wickham will just take a moment. And the connection not quite there. It's a work in progress for the Spirit.
A bounce pass to a 6'5" is always risky.
Throw that thing up there. Lightning can't get going there either. That was Japrice Dean looking to hit from deep. Another new import in the WNBL. Wickham with the floater, couldn't get it to go. So just a bit of a filling out process for both teams, and it'll be Adelaide ball. They're
obviously going at Wickham nice and early here. So look, she's made one nice 3, just trying to find her feet.
Mentioned Japrice Dean, really crafty finisher inside. Product of UCLA and Texas Tech, so 2 really strong basketball schools. Can't wait to see what she brings to WNBL 25. 3 ball on its way, and this time it goes down for Izzy Bourne.
She loves the 3 ball, and she's shooting them very nicely.
Averaged 13 points and 4 rebounds per game last season for the Lightning. We'll be looking to improve on that campaign.
That's better.
Exactly the connection you're after, and isn't Sammy Wickham pumped up about it as well?
Oh, I think she learnt the first time, get the ball up in the air. That's where Tolo likes it. Really great finish there for the bonus.
And you get the feeling that this is going to be bread and butter for the Bendigo Spirit all season long. A 2-player game between Sammy Wickham and Mariana Tolo. Very, very tough to stop.
Well, they've been going that mid-pick and roll between them each time up the floor, and that time it really paid off.
Brianna Turner, one of the great defenders in the league, but she's going to have her hands full tonight. There's Ball Ace with the 3 on its way, not quite. And what a 12 to 18 months it's been for Izzy Ball Ace. Of course, that bronze medal in Paris, selection in the WNBA draft. All through hands here. Tolo with a deep catch. She did all her work there early, Larissa.
She does such a great job at actually hitting the screen and then rolling straight to the basket. She's not one of the classic popping bigs. She really gives a great target under the basket. Great D there. Yeah,
Lightning just not quite on the same page at the moment, and Bendigo are making it quite difficult for them. So 9-3 early lead here for the Spirit in front of their home fans. We've played about 3 minutes in this one.
You can see a real focus at packing it in. Every time the ball even looks to go inside for Adelaide, Bendigo are all over it.
Burton again looking for that low post feed. This time not quite. Always. And the defensive effort from Veronica Burton, 3-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. She's an absolute menace on that side of the floor. Just a little sloppy for a moment, Larissa.
Yeah.
Euro step, and everyone will get a chance to take a breath as Izzy Borlase goes to the line to shoot two. But Veronica Burton, a fantastic pickup. As I mentioned, played with the Connecticut Sun in the WNBA in the recently completed season, but is just a beast on the defensive end of the floor. And you get the feeling that they've brought her in to just let Sammy maybe not relax on defense, because we know Sammy loves to get up and in, but
Preserve her.
Preserve her a little bit is a good term to use.
Absolutely, and why wouldn't you? As I said before, she's one of those generals on foot, which she doesn't really care about the scoring. She's happy to play some D and distribute the ball.
So Izzy Borlase gets her scoring underway for WNBL 25, and there'll be a lot more to come in that regard for her. Single digits already on the shot clock. Good hands from Brianna Turner, who, as I said, has been one of the top defensive players in the league for the last few years. Doesn't mind that mid-range jumper, and there it is from the free throw line, just a little strong this time. Yeah,
she needs to take that shot, though. We commented quite a bit last season that she just refused to shoot that, so it's good to see her take that early.
Has to be a bit more of a threat this season on offense, doesn't
Absolutely.
She? Here is Tolo, speaking of jump shooters, and she just steps into that one, and again, Whitcomb to Tolo.
That foul line shot is bread and butter for Tolo. You have to guard that. You mentioned a bit of sloppiness. I think that's very much expected in round one. Players like Sammy Whitcomb would only have had a handful of sessions with the team so far. It's going to take teams a good couple of rounds to find form together.
This execution looking a little bit better for the Lightning, and it results in two, and there is Brianna Turner stepping up with a deuce.
Things we love to see.
So the Lightning was slow to get going, but just starting to find their range a little bit now. Tough right-hand finish from Casey Samuels.
Was just about to mention she hasn't seen a lot of the ball in the first few minutes, so that'll be a really nice settler for her.
Is the MVP of the Central Division of NBL 1 this season for the Central Districts Lions.
I think Turner can hear her. She's taken the last 3 jump shots.
She's being left open. She just has to at least look at it. Sammy Whitcomb from deep, nothing but net, and Sammy Whitcomb has come to play early. Timeout on the floor. It's the Sammy and Mariana show to start things off here.
Exactly as you'd expect it. The two of them getting a lot of the ball, playing a lot together. Welcome back, Sammy Whitcomb.
Impressive start from Bendigo. They lead 16-7. And we want to shout out one of the great sponsors, the naming rights sponsors of the WNBL, Cygnett. Stay powered with Cygnett, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit cygnett.com to find your perfect power bank. That's cygnett.com. CYGNETT. And the Bendigo Spirit, they have got the early jump. They've got their home fans into this game. And Sammy Whitcomb, you just can't go under the screen, can you, Larissa?
You cannot go under a Sammy Whitcomb screen. She will punish it every time.
So she's off to a very, very hot start. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Might not take any notice of the 3 turnovers for the moment.
She's got to stop bounce passing it to Tolo. She'll learn that very quickly.
It's only game 1, but we're already on triple-double watch, which is one of my favourite watches to be on. And 6-3-2 is a pretty good way to start. This is a Bendigo Spirit team that has missed the playoffs 9 seasons in a row, and they will just be desperate. They were a bit unlucky last year, finished 11-10, and the last 2 seasons they've finished over 500 and haven't made the playoffs. And of course, the Perth Lynx last year finished on the same record, made it all the way to the grand final, and arguably probably should have won it as well.
Yes. But it just shows how close the WNBL is, it just makes it such an exciting competition.
Tough look from Borlase, and she couldn't get it to go. And she's got the job guarding Whitcomb down the other end as well. So taking on a big workload, as she will likely do all season long. Here is Kelly Wilson, the WNBL games record holder, past 450 last season.
I don't see anybody catching her for a very long time, if ever.
And this one's going to go to Adelaide. Well, interesting you mention that because there's no player who's even reached 400 and she's already clipped 450. And to be honest, there's no real reason why in a season or two's time she might not get past 500 as well.
It is so impressive, I can't begin to tell you. It takes women so much longer to reach those milestones. It can just not be underestimated how amazing that is.
She's also second all-time in assists, as we see Japrice Dean with her first points in the WNBL. She got a good look and she made sure that one went down.
That was a much nicer set by Adelaide too, to get that nice uncontested shot.
Sammy Whitcomb,
Watch out.
the show rolls on again. Just looked to cheat the screen. She popped back out and went bang.
I think we mentioned you just cannot leave her there. You have got to glue over that pick and roll.
Keep a close eye to see if we see any real defensive scheme shifts from Adelaide, because Sammy Whitcomb is having her way. Dean the other way gets the very friendly roll in Bendigo.
That's nice by Dean there though. Back-to-back baskets. Kelly Wilson was off her a bit then. She took it.
It's a good sign for the Lightning that they have someone who might be able to take the scoring load off Ball Ace and Bourne.
Oh, they need to, particularly with Talbot out.
Showed a little bit harder there. The Lightning. Turner came up and made sure Whitcomb couldn't stop and pop, and they get the turnover.
That's the only thing hurting the Spirit at the moment is their turnovers.
And Brianna Turner, rim run was fantastic. She got the stop up one end, hard run to the basket, the hoop plus the harm. She'll go the line for one bonus.
Between Turner and Bourne, two of the best runners on the floor as bigs. They are so good at getting that rim-to-rim target. They work so well together.
She averaged 8.5 points per game last year, but it was more about the 14 rebounds, 2 blocks and 2 steals as well, as she misses on that one. About 3 minutes to play here in the first. Spirit by 5, 19-14. It's a little loose moment, but they'll regather. Shot clock single digits. Nice move from Burton.
Great
Drop
pass.
off pass to Tolo, and have to be careful there, Japrice Dean. Probably lucky that wasn't an N1.
Absolutely. That was such a nice play then, coming off the pick and roll, the handoff, straight down the guts. Brianna Turner had to help out there.
So Tolo to the line. She has 6 points already in this game, 3 of 3 from the field, and she buries the first. Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and say hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in our field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. As we see Dean pull up for 2 and starting to heat up a little bit.
Dean has a nice mid-range jump shot.
And Lightning just staying within touch despite the hot start from Bendigo. Great defense, I was about to say, but it will result in 2 free throws. And Brooke Basham, who started in this game, played it for the Lightning last year as well, just got a little too eager on the reach in.
Bit unlucky there. She actually had a lot of hand on ball, but a very heads-up play by Werung then to try and shoot the ball. Got herself to the line.
And the first one just rolls out. So Dean up to 7 points. She's had a hot start, no doubt about that. Turner has 4 and Bourne has 3 for the Lightning. And for the Spirit, it's Tolo and Whitcomb who have combined for 17 of their 22 points. Nice backdoor pass and cut. And Brooke Basham will go the line to shoot too, but what a find.
That was a really nice pass there by Turner.
Always handy when your big has that skill set.
Absolutely. But Adelaide are just every possession, they're just looking a little bit more comfortable here, starting to get some better looks, better ball movement, and they caught Bendigo with no split line there. Great play.
10, 15 years ago, if a big had that skill set and that ability to pass the ball, it was like it was a unicorn in the building. Nowadays, it's becoming more and more. Everyone has to be able to have that court vision and be able to find open teammates like that.
I don't know, Matt. You're speaking to a player that comes from back in those days, and I can tell you right now, a lot of the bigs were really great passers.
Potentially underutilised. Potentially underutilised.
I'm going to back the girls from back in the day.
But a lot more of those high post entries, and then they work off the bigs than maybe, as we see, hit down the other end for the Spirit. Nice basket from Casey Samuels.
You're definitely seeing players become more complete in every area of the floor.
And right back, a quick answer in reply from Hayley Andrews, who steps onto the floor and knocks down her first shot.
Great start.
High quality game, talking about high quality. Oh, it was the $1 million move from the team, but the 5-cent finish.
Back to back.
Oh, a little strong to Pristine. Show how many offensive rebounds that she'll get throughout the year, but there's one there. And that was a good hand from Callie Wilson. Game certainly has gone up a notch. Again, Tolo does her work early. She's been in the key for a little while. Good kick out to Samuels. Couldn't hit it, and Turner with the rebound.
I think Tolo needs to put that up. She did all the hard work to get under the basket. She had a layup there.
Back and forth we go. It is up and down at the moment. I'm out of breath just watching at the moment.
It is certainly a very fast-paced game.
No surprise it's the floor general, Kelly Wilson, who just says, let's all take a breath, and then Burton gets the very friendly roll. And there's no foul call. They're just taking a second to wipe the floor.
Burton's had a really great start here. First time in the league, has made an immediate impact.
Certainly has. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and now 4 points. So doing a little bit of everything, as she will do all season long, Veronica Burton.
So far, I'm just really impressed with the opportunity she's taking as a scorer. She's obviously getting them through their plays, distributing, creating, but both drives have been really strong and well-timed so far.
So 6-point lead for the Spirit as Turner heads to the bench. 37.7 to play here in the opening quarter. So did they look for the 2-for-1? Only time will tell. Ball ace with the quick turn. Created the space. Extra kick. It was good execution in the end, and Brooke Basham says, I'll have all 3 of those.
That was a beautiful extra pass there. Well played, Adelaide.
Shot clock dead here for the Spirit. They lead by 3. It's been a thoroughly entertaining first quarter. Here's Kelly Wilson. Went one way, then back the other. Still with the ball. Got to get a shot up. Flick back. 2 on its way, and it is good. Nightingale steps into the jump shot and scores it just as time expires. Beautiful bit of execution, Larissa.
Oh, and I've got a big smile on my face watching them all get around Ash there. That was really nice.
So 1 quarter in the books. It's the Bendigo Spirit who lead 28-23. Happy? Nice. It's the Bendigo Spirit who lead after one, 28-23. If you're just joining us, my name's Matt Hickey. I'm joined by Larissa Anderson. We've had a nice little break to catch our breath, Larissa. It was a high-octane first quarter.
I'm exhausted. Yeah, no, it was, considering it's these teams' first game of the season as well, been really impressed with the quality so far.
And Adelaide get a good second look and step up and hit again. Brooke Basham, she's come to play, injected into the starting lineup and ready to go.
Absolutely. I love seeing such young players get this opportunity, and she's taking it well and truly.
Sammy Whitcomb, probably the player of the first quarter, had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. The 3 turnovers she probably wants back, but was unbelievable in that first term. And all the way, what a take, and the finish. Adelaide have come out firing, and it was Georgia Pinot. Back in the league, played with the Flyers in the 22-23 season. Good to see her back out there.
It's great to see her back out there, and a really nice first basket again from running the floor hard. She gets rewarded.
As a coach, how much would it frustrate you to see a player dribble from the length of the court and then finish an open layup?
Yeah, look, and it comes off a bit of probably a rush basket from Bendigo, so therefore D-trans becomes a bit more difficult, but you've got to pick up the ball, absolutely. Ooh, a lot of contact inside, they're letting them play.
Don't mind that to start the season. Tolo thought there was a bit of contact there as well. Shot clock single digits. And uncharacteristic turnover from Kelly Wilson. He's Dean. Ball steps into a 3. Just hasn't quite found her range, but the offensive rebounds starting to come along for the Lightning. Basham again. Why not?
You can see that. You can see the game plan here. Adelaide have a license on transition. If they're open, take it, and they're shooting with confidence and freely.
Timeout on the floor. The Adelaide Lightning have come out in this quarter absolutely on fire. Spirit yet to score in the second term here. We've only played 90 seconds, but clearly the Lightning have come out and maybe got a little bit of a rev up or something at the quarter time break, because it is a hot start to the second term.
Absolutely, and it helps. I mean, what great minutes from Basham. She got called up to start. She's on 7 points already. Beautiful shooting.
And so now it's Coach Kerryama who's going to have a chat to his Bendigo Spirit team. And you know Coach quite well, Larissa. What type of delivery would he be bringing to this time out?
I think he'd be a little agitated right now in that they're not executing offensively, and therefore they're getting really hurt on defensive trans. So the more, the less disciplined you are on offense, the harder you're going to make it on yourselves on D-trans. And to Adelaide's credit, they're really punishing Bendigo for that right now.
I dare say Sammy Whitcomb might step back out. And as we see there, Kelsey Griffin having a good chat to the Bendigo Spirit team. If you're just joining us, she is out for this game. Suffered a broken finger at training during the week, guarding Mariana Tolo. She's hoping to resume on-court activities next week. For the Lightning, it's Steph Talbot, who just has a little minor injury, and they're expecting her to be back for their home opener next weekend.
So we see Wickham back on the floor here. I didn't think she'd be sitting for too much longer.
And the Lightning have their first lead of the game just quietly, and they're about to extend it. Just wanted to make sure 100% I didn't jinx Izzy Paul Ace, but it's the Adelaide Lightning who now lead this quarter 10-0. They have come out all guns blazing.
Turnovers are really hurting Bendigo. They need to look after the ball, and there's another one.
They had 5 in the first quarter, and they are racking them up at the moment. Another good look. Basham can step into a 3. Didn't quite go.
Don't blame her for taking that, though. She's feeling it.
Not wrong, and Burton gets the screen from Tolo. Kick to the
Great
corner.
pass.
Well executed play and a nice settling basket from the Spirit, and that's Casey Samuels.
Beautiful shooter, Samuels, and she was delivered it beautifully.
So Spirit just temporarily put a pause to this big run from the Lightning, but a good take from Pinot on the much bigger Tolo, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, that was a great take by Georgia there, and rewarded going to the line. Tolo may be getting a little bit tired, hasn't had a break yet. That foul could be to give herself a break.
Always tough to ask her to go out and guard on the perimeter. Rocking the New Balances. I rate that. New Balances and are back. The Asics are back as well in trend at the moment.
There are a lot of New Balance and did you say ASIC?
Yeah.
They've always been around. They've always been a fave.
Just good to see the classic Dad Junner shoe get a good run here in the WNBL.
There are a lot of choice these days.
Sammy Wickham not afraid. Very rarely is. Might get a second look at it here. So quick side to side. Takes it to the ring. Hoop plus the harm. And she's pretty happy about it as well.
She wanted 3 points one way or another. She's just going to get it a different way now. Great take.
So that timeout and bringing Sammy Wickham back into the lineup has worked so far for Bendigo. They have committed 3 turnovers already in this quarter, so they want to keep that number quite low for the remainder of this 7 minutes here to close out the first half.
That's 12 points already for Sammy.
Could be on for a very, very big night. And a reminder, this is only the first of 2 games tonight. Could take Turner, but not quite. Of course, the grand final rematch in Perth up after this one.
That will be a great game. Looking forward, quite a lot of changes for both groups. Looking forward to seeing how they match up tonight.
Not very often do you have a new coach in the defending champion, but you do on this occasion. Good pass. What a brilliant find from Izzy Ball-Ace. The vision to Brianna Turner, and the Lightning wrestle back the lead.
Both teams delivering some beautiful passes.
Quality's been pretty high for the most part, considering it's the first game of the season for both teams. Hello. Just too big in there and managed to tip it to a teammate.
She works so hard on those offensive boards.
Great pass again. Tolo with fantastic vision, and it's been a little bit of a passing masterclass from both teams.
It really has. Just way to move off the ball there by Samuels.
Give a quick look. No dice. And the Spirit up by 1. By just over 4 minutes. Samuels again. This is a hot hand, but couldn't get that one to drop. And a great read. Just a bit of a lazy pass from Turner, but gets away with it. And that's what you're going to get with Veronica Burton. Haven't seen a heap of Izzy Bourne, but she steps into a nice little lefty bank too there.
Lovely move there. Well, both times they've tried to get it into Izzy Bourne, they've pretty much double team or triple team, but she was able to go one-on-one there. Really lovely finish.
We're going to get a foul off the ball, trying to get a hold of Sammy Wickham, which is
hard to do.
A lot easier said
without
than
fouling.
She zips around the court like you would not believe. You able to see this on the far side of the court there. And just a whole heap in it.
You could see a sneaky little grab there because she got her on that curl cut.
That's why I'm not a ref. I would completely have missed that. Tolo. Again, did her work early, missed the first, got the rebound. Kelly Wilson just pulls it straight out. Wickham gets the switch. Might get it back here. No, Samuels goes herself, couldn't get it to go, and Basham is about to say playing well, but turns that one over.
Great hustle again by Tolo then. Great take.
Couldn't quite finish. Saw that Ball-Ace was trying to get an early read on the screen and just went away from it. Almost came up with a steal then, but Ball-Ace was good enough to hold on to it.
These players are going to be wishing half-time to come on. There is so much physicality and up and down going on. This is going to test their pre-season fitness. Nice
jumper from Dean. That takes her night to 9 points and already putting her hand up as a really strong option here for the Lightning. Ball-Ace again with the job guarding Wickham. Wickham took the contact, couldn't get the finish, and you're right, Larissa, they're letting him play.
Which, oh look, I know that players look like they're getting a little bit frustrated, but from a spectator's point of view, it's fun to watch.
Certainly is. Both teams going hard at it. Ball-Ace, we haven't seen much of her go one-on-one. Pulls up for the 3 and has been quite happy to let it fly from deep, but not quite working out for her.
Not yet anyway.
Only a matter of time.
Well, she won't die wandering. That's a good thing.
Wickham. Tough take again. The right hand Sammy Wickham, it's her world. We're just living in it.
She's getting a bit frustrated with the contact, but that's a great finish.
I'm just tired watching her flex all the time. That must get tiring after you've done all that work.
She obviously practiced.
You got the gun, show them off, why not?
If you've got it, flaunt it, right?
Tolo, that mid-range jumper that we've spoken about.
Funny.
She hits again, and we do get a timeout here. The Lightning want to talk things over. They trail by 1. Bendigo starting to put things together after a very slow start of the second quarter. And it's been the Sammy Wickham show, as we've mentioned a few times, Larissa, and her night just continuing to get better and better.
Look, the combination of Wickham, Tolo, and also Burton right now is pretty deadly. I'm really impressed with Burton's rebound. She's already got 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. That's pretty impressive, and we're not even at half-time yet.
Very, very impressive. But despite all that, they only lead by a point. So plenty to play out, no doubt about that. And for everyone out there, Ford dealers, they love to see their WNBL sporting heroes and Aussie families conquering their goals. And it's easy to conquer the everyday in the 7-seat Ford Everest Sport SUV. Find the Everest that's right for you at your local Ford dealer. Shout out to Ford, great partners of basketball in Australia.
Do you know who else loves Ford?
Please tell me.
Bet Cole.
One of the great videos, isn't it? Everyone do yourself a favour and go check out on her Bet Cole's Instagram the video that she's done for Ford. I'm not sure what the deal is there or what the partnership is there, but she is over-delivered, I think.
Look, Beck, you do some funny things, but that's right up there.
An all-timer. So back underway here in the second term. 3 minutes to play of this first half. It's been up and down. It's been a hectic pace. So fantastic find from Dean to Brianna Turner.
Lightning are playing some really nice high post action, and right now Bendigo are struggling to guard it.
Always hit the floor. Tolo with a good flip out. Wilson will always look to pass first. Samuels, yes, got it again, and she's having a great night.
She is a flat-out shooter, so hand down, that shot is going up.
Up to 12 points now, Casey Samuels with that basket. And it's been a really good third option so far here for the Spirit.
Bendigo have a lot of scorers. They're going to be exciting to watch.
Here is Dean.
There's that jump shot again.
Lethal mid-range game. The mid-range is not dead. Long may it live.
But every single one has been going to the right, so Bendigo may have to start looking to force her left. See what she can do.
Always tough when you haven't seen a lot of a player as Kelly Wilson steps in and misses that mid-range jumper. So tied game at the moment.
There it is.
Can she get one to go? Ball ace. No, she can't, but they'll get another look. Dean. They're feeling this one might go up. She's feeling it at the moment.
That's left.
Swings through with the left hand. She says, have a look at that, Larissa.
Yeah, that's very nice. So to the left all the way to the rack.
Just smart basketball. Knew that they were going to come out wary of the mid-range. Sammy Wickham just dished up the same hesitation move and flexed on them again.
That was for you.
Back and forth, trading punches. What a game we've had so far in the first half. We could be on track for 100 apiece at the moment.
And right now, she's got the ball now, but Belays really hasn't had a great first half, and yet it's a high ball game.
And she draws a foul down low there as well. Have a look at the replay.
Bit lucky.
Maybe a little bit lucky. Maybe a touch. Let's see what the baseline out of bounds play. Always interesting what teams come up with. I'm sure they've practiced a lot of these in the last few months at training. What's the look going to be? It's going to be for ball ace. That's a really tough ask. When
the look
Tolo's
is Tolo, yes.
In some chaos mid-court. Burton takes a tumble.
All she could see then was Tolo. That was great help.
Not necessarily what you want to see as you turn the corner looking to drive to the lane.
I don't think anyone wants to turn into the leading shot blocker of the league.
And Dean just tried to guessed right, but wasn't quite in defensive position. So a timeout on the floor, all locked up at 45 apiece. It has been a hectic game. And we mentioned at the top, you expect teams to be a little bit rusty, maybe a touch, but for the most part, it's been very impressive.
I absolutely have been really impressed with both teams. Other than the turnovers, as you've said, like a few scrappy passes, this game is really high quality for the first game of the season.
And as you mentioned just before, Adelaide doing incredibly well. Of course, no Steph Talbot out there, and Izzy Borlase probably not having the first half that she would have liked either. So it's really strong signs for a team that struggled last year.
Yeah, other than their first few possessions, now they're moving the ball really nicely, great passing. The steals and the rebounding, they're doing a great job on the defensive boards, and they're running. So I think that's going to be the biggest point for Bendigo is defensive trans. And it's what you would expect. Adelaide are young, they're running, they're fresh. Bendigo are probably, you look at, a bit more experienced. So Adelaide are really trying to exploit that up the floor, and so far they're doing a good job.
And to give a little bit of context, Lightning were last in scoring last season, only averaged 71 a game, and they're well on track to go a long way past that. They were one of the better defensive teams, so that's the flip side of it. But as you said, that is a product of that high-pace offense that they're looking to operate within.
I really like that fast-paced offense. It suits this group.
Let's see what the Spirit have drawn up out of the timeout. Wilson. Good look to the corner. Guess who? Guess who?
My goodness.
She's coming out to prove a point. Might have heard me in the pre-game say she shot under 30% from deep last season. Well, I don't think that's going to happen again this year.
Great start.
At an 11-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Turner looked to go. It was a good hand from Burton. She's a pest on defense. Got to get a shot up. Fall away jumper on its way. Left it short. They'll get another look. Shot clock dead. But they launch it quickly and now give the Spirit a chance to hit late. Clock winding down. You get the feeling Whitcomb's going to toss this one up. It's going to be an offensive foul. Points will not count. I think it's going to go against Mariana Tolo on the screen set. It's all happening at Red Energy Arena.
It went in too.
Bank was open
Count
on a
the
Saturday
basket,
night.
call the foul, everyone wins.
Get the feeling Sammy's going over and say, call the foul, that's fine, but give me those points.
Yep.
Refs are going to chat things over. You can have a look at the replay here. It was just the left foot of Tolo Borlase tripped over. And I believe it is going to be called an offensive foul. And so the Lightning will have about a second, so 0.9 on the clock to get something up. And they're happy just to lock the ball away. So a thrilling first half that had a thrilling finish as well. And at the moment, it's the Bendigo Spirit who have the ascendancy. And it is a solid lead for Bendigo. But Lightning, they've come to play. There's no doubt about that. Larissa, how have you seen the first half?
Well, I mean, 48-45, that is a massive score. There's not a lot of defence being played by either team, so I'm sure that would be addressed. But Sammy Whitcomb, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. She's got the 3 turnovers, but that was early on in the piece where she's really just trying to find her feet. That is a very impressive first half. But look, Casey Samuels chipping in with 12 points and Tolo with 10, already on 5 rebounds. And then for Adelaide, look at that. I mean, they've already got 3 scorers in double figures as well. A great first half by both teams.
Certainly was. Thrilling first half. Plenty more to come at the break. Bendigo lead 48-45.
I shoot like a girl.
Jane Melbourne. Late shot on the buzzer is good. Sammy Whitcomb.
I block like a girl.
And the block came from George. Sharp over the top of the denial.
I rebound like a girl.
Hillman again on the O glass.
Rattles out.
There's Maley, the 2. Average 20 points a game.
I move like a girl.
Kayla George fires back.
And that's what makes us great. down.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
I shoot like a girl.
Late shot on the buzzer is good. Sammy Whitcomb.
I block like a girl.
And the block came from George. Sharp over the top with a denial.
I rebound like a girl.
Hillman again on the O glass.
Rattles out.
There's Mailey, the two. Average 20 points a game.
I move like a girl.
Kayla George fires back.
And that's what makes us great.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
Sit down.
Hello and welcome back to what has been a thrilling game so far. We're only 2 quarters in. It's 48-45 the way of the Bendigo Spirit against the Adelaide Lightning. Larissa Anderson. Again, we've had a chance to catch our breath. I tell you what, it's going to be a fun WNBL 25 if this is what we're going to get in Game 2.
Round 1, Game 2. If this is the quality in first round between these two teams, look out for the rest.
No doubt about that. It's been back and forth, up and down, and it's hard to put into words just the pace that it's been played at as well. Very, very high octane, and the players, they're going to be exhausted. I think a few of them were waiting for that halftime break to arrive.
I would say that they would have been absolutely loving at that halftime break, because if this is the run and gun style that they want to play, I hope they did their pre-season.
And we spoke a few times during that second quarter, and we see her on screen there. Izzy Borlase had a tough go of it, 1 of 8 in that first half. So the fact that Adelaide have managed to be within 3, they've put 45 points up on the board, a real testament to the other pieces within that team. Only committed 4 turnovers and only 1 in that second quarter, a quarter that they won 22-20. So really good signs if you're a Lightning fan.
Really good signs. I mean, there's such a good spread between them, but I also love, credit to Borlase, that she's really, look, I know that Sammy Wickham is on her way to 40, but who can guard her when she's hot like this? She is a nightmare to guard. I've noticed that Borlase has picked her up quite a lot, and she's really working hard. So you're expecting her to score up one end, shut down the league's one of the most potent scorers up the other. She's working really hard out there and contributes in so many different ways.
You mentioned Sammy Wickham, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, has been absolutely on fire. 4 of 6 from deep, and had one that didn't count after an offensive foul to end that first half as well. And for the Lightning, Japrice Dean has put on a really good show so far, 11 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists.
Yeah, I mean, you can see already 3 double-figure scorers on both teams. That's a really nice spread. So both coaches would be really happy with that. And just the rebounding and assists from the guards too. They're all contributing and getting after it.
It has been thoroughly entertaining, and we're set for plenty more as well. So don't go too far away, because after this break, we'll be back with the third quarter. Hello and welcome back to Red Energy Arena. It's Bendigo and Adelaide. It's Bendigo with a 3-point lead. And if you're just joining us, it's Sammy Whitcomb's world, and we're just living in it, Larissa.
You just can't guard in it. She's just shooting the lights out right now. She should be on 22, Matt. That last basket should have counted. Just do it for the people.
Do it for the people. Do it for the numbers. She's got 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists so far through a half. And why not at your new club come out and drop a 40-piece in your first game? 4 or 6 from deep as well, if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, the only downfall is you need to maintain that, Sammy. If you're going to give them that in game 1, what are you going to do after that?
It might go 60 and then 70 and... I love also a stat. I think she's had 8 flexes as well, and we've enjoyed every single one of them. Nothing like watching a player that plays with serious energy. And they've just been a little late on closeouts. They've gone under a few screens and they've made them pay.
And that's what a shooter does, right? I mean, you saw it with Casey Samuels as well. I mean, right now there's been a few players that probably think they were actually guarding that, but when you're a shooter, if there is any space or time, you're going to take it. So I think you would hope that we will see some defensive adjustments in the second half, or else we're looking at 2 100-point games. We
certainly are, and really important this season, the WNBL is taking a stance against domestic violence. Putting a stop to this is everyone's business. Make an effort to recognise warning signs, listen to survivors, and speak up. For more info, head to Full Stop Australia. You can scan that QR code on the screen as well. Really important from the WNBL, and it's something we can really all get in support of. So just a momentary delay.
They were waiting for you to finish.
Yeah. That was very kind of them.
I thought so.
You might see on the screens there as well, there's some ads on the boards there for Jacinta Allen. She's actually in town, the Premier of Victoria, watching this Bendigo Spirit game. The number 1 ticket holder, bringing out the big guns early for WNBL 25. And it's the Spirit who will get the first look. They go straight into Tolo, shot clock winding down, falling into the finish, but couldn't get it to go.
I love that she attacked then. Tolo is very much a pass-first kind of post player, so good signs. Love to see her attacking there.
One player we didn't mention much during the halftime break was Brooke Basham for Adelaide, who's come out starting for what we assume was the spot that probably Steph Talbot was going to take. Ball Ace still can't really get going from deep, but Brooke Basham, 10 points in 16 minutes.
What great minutes from the youngster. Really great to see her coming out and contributing so much so early.
And there's an offensive foul there against Bendigo, and Basham had a great NBL 124 with the North Adelaide Rockets, part of the All-Star 5 in the Central, had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists per game. She's also founded the Complete Athlete Project, which is coaching for female athletes, so it's great to see her get amongst that as well, and just shows that the NBL 1 is getting bigger and bigger in terms of being a real breeding ground for talent.
Absolutely. Just such a nice play there from Adelaide. Again from the high post, just not finishing the layup.
And wide open, a good hit on that occasion from Abby Wareham. So Adelaide just got to make sure they stay in touch here with Bendigo. First time we've really seen it out to this type of margin. Good little pass to Turner. Got broken up. Defense is good so far from the Spirit. Ball Ace just cannot buy one at the moment. Japrice Dean, no look find, but a little too hot for Brianna Turner, and the turnover is committed, and they were so good at looking after the ball in the first half, they cannot afford to be loose with it here in the second.
I think a little bit of this is Borlase just getting a little bit anxious about the fact that she hasn't really put a whole lot of points on the board, so she's taking some very contested shots.
1 of 10 at the moment, Izzy Borlase. Tolo, good feed from Whitcomb. The help defense was good. And a little too eager from Brianna Turner.
Didn't need to reach. That was such good help defense there.
Came across from the weak side along the baseline. We can have a look at the replay here. Good job from Brooke Basham, and just the extra reach.
Reached, yeah.
It's going to result in free throws, Larissa.
Oh, don't ask me to explain that one. Is the basket on this side?
Tolo, I think, looking to quickly get that one off so that they don't call that back.
This is why we need the challenge in the WNBL.
Get that little green light going here. Well, it's fair share of controversy, that green light, but it is does make for an exciting product. There's no doubt about that. Here's Dean, 11 points in the first half. Another turnover, and it was Veronica Burton again.
Great hands by Burton. She really is showing why she's got that reputation of being such a tenacious defender.
The loose ball tussle. That's Abby Warung, who's just a little shook up briefly. Might have just caught one to the head. We can have a look at the replay here. Loose ball. And just one over the shoulder there from Dean. I think it got called a jump ball, but might have caught one to the face.
I think that was Turner's knee straight to the face there when she came in to grab it. Just a little high five to Abby's forehead.
A knee high five?
A knee high five. It's a new thing.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want any bar
Either
of
does
that.
Abby.
So Lightning down by 7. Ball ace, can she find it? No,
As I said,
can't.
she's not going to die wondering though.
The drought continues for Izzy Ball ace. We know she can drop it. Wickham might have spent it before she had it.
Yes. Great finish.
Just does all the little things right. Veronica Burton, really high efficient player, isn't she?
Look, she's so efficient, so focused. She just goes about it really nicely.
And a 9-point margin. No surprise that Adelaide want to talk things over because the Spirit, they have come out firing, and Adelaide yet to score in this quarter, and we've played almost 3 minutes left, so they have to find a basket.
I have no doubt that the defence would have been a huge talking factor at halftime, particularly for Bendigo, and so far there's been some really good adjustments. But Adelaide have started this quarter the same way they started the first quarter, just a little bit impatient offensively. They really just need to get the ball through hands, do exactly what they did in the end of the first and second quarter.
It's a good chance for them to talk things over at the moment. A good chance for us just to remind you, for a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy, pick up a family pack of Latina fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you, and I know exactly what I'm doing on the way home, and that's stopping in and getting myself some Latina Fresh.
I can tell you as a mum, it is very handy and a nice easy dinner.
And to show how simple my mind works, all of a sudden I'm hungry.
It is dinner time.
It really didn't take much, did it? Really didn't take much. The mention of Latina Fresh pasta, and all of a sudden I'm looking for a feed. We're back here, Red Energy Arena, and it's the home side who have just created a little bit of a buffer, 54-45. They played about 3 minutes of the third quarter. Almost a turnover. Ball still loose. It will be a turnover. Dean is everywhere. And I like the fact that they drew something up for her out of the timeout, because she has been a reliable scorer, but the defense is ready for her.
Well, she was open on that mid-range jump shot, and she hasn't missed. I think she's only missed one for the game, so I'm surprised she didn't take that, but she felt that that pass was there.
And the turnovers just starting to rack up a little bit from the Lightning. Only had 4 in the first half. They've had 3 already in this quarter. Defense on Wickham's been a little bit better. They're not going under screens anymore, which is a good sign. Tolo just too big in there. Gets her own rebound. Hooks around with the left. But solid defense from Izzy Bourne.
Yeah, really solid defense there.
And the rim run back the other way. And all ball from Sammy Wickham. A good hand, but it'll stay with the Adelaide Lightning. So 2 free throws, apologies, not 2 free throws, it was good hands from Wickham. Baseline out of bounds play here for the Lightning. Basham, can she be the one to finally get a score on the board in the second half for Adelaide? Their first 2 points, and it took them all of 3.5 minutes to get it.
Great little end-line play there.
Gee, did they desperately need that basket. And look at Ball Ace just wearing Wickham like a glove. Line drive triple, wide open. And she's a shooter, Larissa.
Cannot leave a shooter that open. That was clearly a bit of a defensive breakdown there from the Lightning.
And you saw on the weak side, Ball Ace thought about coming across to help, but was so locked into Sammy Wickham, it almost becomes a game of 4-on-4. And good hands, Wickham. She's absolutely everywhere in this game.
She really is.
That one really would have hurt the Lightning, but Brianna Turner gets the stop. Leads 10. It's the biggest of the game so far. And another turnover. They don't want to have to burn another timeout, but they might have to shortly. It's just falling to pieces momentarily. Sammy Whitcomb, you don't go under against Sammy Whitcomb.
But that was such a sneaky, great, effective screen by Tolo.
Lead out to 13. Whitcomb up to 22. Dean, can she answer back? Gee, they needed that.
But yeah, much better extra pass by Boulez there. I just feel that Adelaide are really just forcing a little bit too much. They've just got to keep working together like they did in the first half.
And we'll be keen to get some stops so they can get out and run like they did in the first as well. Burton steps back into a three. And off the ground, Tolo somehow got the rebound. Found Samuels, but she came up short.
Watch Bourne, how hard she ran then, and she's under the basket, but they couldn't quite get it to her.
And Brianna Turner loves that high post jumper, but it was a good point, Larissa. Bourne working very, very hard, maybe not reaping the benefits just yet, but could be a big fourth quarter potentially.
But she demands that defense to play on her because she gets that position under the basket, which frees up the perimeter.
Burton turns a corner, ejected by Brianna Turner, who led the league with 2.1 a game last season.
I think Burton would like to attempt that again using her left hand. That was such a good drive. She used her right, which was right where Turner was.
So a little fight back here from Adelaide. It jumped out outside double digits. They've brought it back momentarily, and we can see Brianna Turner just said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Not in this house, not in this league. You're not doing that. But it'll stay Bendigo ball. We do have a timeout on the floor, and Lightning starting to find it. But as you mentioned, that offensive execution has to improve here in the third quarter.
For me, that's all it is right now. Obviously, look, there have been a few defensive breakdowns, but most of the Spirit's baskets have been off Lightning turnovers. So we discussed it going the other way in the first half. You have to look after the ball. Great offense is your best defense.
No doubt about that. With Cygnett WNBL, the season launch kicked off last week, and it was at Foot Locker's reimagined store in Melbourne Central. And having known a few people who were there, they said it was pretty epic there as well. So you can celebrate the hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearby Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. And I may or may not be wearing a pair of kicks from Foot Locker, and I think they're my most worn pair of shoes at the moment. They've got the good stuff. Foot Locker.
We all love Foot Locker. It's got a bit of everything there for you.
So play back underway. Shot clock winding down. Got to get up, look up quick. Great hands from Dean. It's going to stay with the Spirit. I think they have 0.6, 0.5 on the shot clock. So you can still get a legal shot off, but they might look at getting a little tip to the basket with Tolo. Quick one to Burton. Good find from Wilson. Got the shot off, but left it short. So Lightning can cut into the lead again. Dean has been the go-to option. Already looks to be a really good find as an import for the Lightning. Can Ball-Ace be the one? Can she finally find that stroke? Mid-range two. And Izzy Ball-Ace gets one to go down.
But it was so much more balanced and poised. Much better look by Boulez there.
That'll do her confidence a world of good. And they cut the lead. Again, the Lightning. So drawing ever closer, and there's going to be a foul off the ball as Tolo looked to seal down low.
It feels like the Spirit are playing so much more than being only 5 points ahead. Like they've just had an absolute cracker of a start of the third quarter, and they're now only 5 points up again.
And we can see there, Mariana Tolo got the switch and knew exactly what to do. Ball back in here for the Spirit. They go to Burton. Kick, extra one to Abby Werung. And she goes bang, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Lead back out to 9. That was almost a backcourt violation just quietly.
It was really close.
The tense little moment. Turner again operating out of the high post. Might get it back. Has a mismatch. Tolo comes across to help, and it was good help. But they'll get another look to Lightning. And he'll be Baseline ball here for Adelaide. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 3:01 to go here in the third quarter. They'd love to get this back within about 6 or so before the last break. And heading into the fourth and final quarter, Japrice Dean has come to play in her WNBL debut.
She's having a great first game, isn't she?
Absolutely on fire. Here's Kelly Wilson. Drop-off ball was fantastic. Japrice Dean got the hands, managed to re-establish herself in court, runs the break. Fantastic play from Japrice Dean. Turner wanted to give the extra one, but the foul came a little too early.
She was trying. It was there. Very impressed with how the Lightning just do not give up here. Not that you should, but I mean, for such a young team to give up a 12-point lead early in the third, they've had some really good possessions here.
It's got all the makings of a really exciting finish this game, so don't go anywhere. That was a bit of a sloppy turnover. Kelly Wilson always going to take advantage when given the opportunity. Wickham, so much attention on her. Extra kick, Wickham for three. They left her open and they got away with it this time.
I think she was a bit surprised with how open, but if anyone's going to find an open player, it's Kelly Wilson.
And Turner called for the charge. Just dropped the shoulder a little bit.
You can see this was a pretty easy one to call.
Well done from Casey Samuels. Established some good position and just flexing that right wrist, which she has taped up, but all good to carry on. A reminder for anyone who's joining us midway through, Kelsey Griffin out with a broken finger. She injured at training during the week. She's hoping to be back on court in some variety and aspect next week. And Steph Talbot out with a minor injury, and she's hoping to be playing in next week's home season open, and that's a travel from Veronica Bell.
Good defensive pressure there. Just looking at the Bendigo bench there, I think there's one coach per player at the moment. They've got a very impressive coaching lineup there. Lucky girls getting a lot of attention.
And a coaching lineup that you know pretty well as well, Larissa.
I do know their coaching lineup very well. They're very lucky to have the calibre of Deanna Black, Andrea Walsh, John White. I can't see who. I think there's more there, and they've got Kelsey Griffin as a coach tonight as well.
And how's the work? Listening into it, she does a Saturday morning radio show in Bendigo. They managed to, she was presenting the Bendigo Cup at the races during the week. And they managed to match the colour of her cast, as we see a turnover there from Bendigo, to the colour of her dress on very, very short notice, which is very impressive.
That is very impressive. Someone has got way too much time on their hands in a really good way.
She had to have a little bit of help getting ready because of the busted finger, but on one of the big days in Bendigo as well, Bendigo Cup Day, to manage to get all that done and still be up there to present it all, well done.
That's Kelsey Griffin for you.
So 4-point lead here for Bendigo. Dean hesitates, step back over Tolo. That's a tough shot. She got it to go, and Dean is taking things into her own hands at the moment.
That jump shot is quite lethal.
And that mid-range, I think we're going to see a lot of that. Where was the help defense? Kelly Wilson swings through, scoops and scores.
God, she does that well. I mean, you always wonder why she doesn't look to score more often. She's the classic distributor, but when they need a basket, Kelly Wilson steps up.
Oh, in the spin cycle, $1 million move, but the 5-cent finish.
It was a lovely move.
It was WNBL top 10 waiting to happen. And again, a foul off the ball. It's interesting with Kelly Wilson. Do you get the feeling that she just waits for the defense to maybe relax because they expect her to pass all the time, and she goes, all right, now I'll score?
Yes, but she just shows her experience. She is so poised. She gives herself so much more time than what players would ever recognise that they have. She's just the ultimate veteran.
Her 5 assists so far tonight take her over 1,570, and she's chasing down Kristen Veal, number 1 all-time, with 1,617. So something just to keep an eye on as this season progresses. And another travel out there on the 45. So the Lightning will get another look with about 13 seconds left here in the third quarter. They've done a really good job of staying in touch here.
They really have. Only 4 points down. You'd have to be pretty happy if you're Nat Hurst here.
So let's see what they can dish up here, the Lightning, to finish the quarter. Here's Pinot. Clock winding down. Ball ace, great cut, great find, and the basket.
They have got so many baskets off that same play. Bendigo just haven't adjusted.
Game on here in Bendigo. The Lightning, they took a hit early in that third quarter, but they've come back with one of their own, and they are right back in this game as we look forward to what is going to be a thrilling final quarter. Don't go too far. It's Bendigo leading the Adelaide Lightning. Well, get yourself set, get yourself ready, because we are all in readiness for what is going to be a thrilling final quarter. It's been back and forth. Bendigo at the moment with a 2-point advantage, 65-63 over the Adelaide Lightning. They get the first look at it, but Larissa, it took Adelaide 3.5 minutes to score in that third quarter, and they ended up winning the quarter by a point.
They started so slow in that third quarter, and yeah, amazingly they did end up winning the quarter.
And we're going to get a foul there on the take. We'll wait to see if it's 2 shots or not. And a big part of that was their ability to slow down Sammy Wickham, who just had the 3 points. She had 19 up to the half, sits on 22 at the moment, so limited her influence in the third.
Much better job on, you can see the attention and fighting really hard to get over the screens and absolutely gluing to her that whole quarter.
So free throws to come here for Casey Samuels.
Too close. She needs to take them from the 3.
Having a good night, Casey Samuels. To 15 points, make that 16. 3 of 7 from deep, as you mentioned, Larissa. Ball ace, feet set, just can't quite find it from deep. Had that make from the mid-range later on in that third quarter that we thought might be the trigger for her to get going, but hasn't quite found it. She did have the backdoor cut to end the third as well, so.
But you can see there, look at the job she's doing there defensively. She was a big part of that job done on Sammy Wickham in the third quarter. So it is a lot to ask a player to, I mean, of course, every player should play both ends, but nightmare to guard Sammy Wickham when she was feeling it like she was. So great job to Boulays to stay so focused there.
And forces the turnover there. She had 4 points in the first half, and then 4 in that third quarter, so she doubled her tally. And they'll be hoping she can maybe find a 6 to 8 here in this final quarter, and if she can do that, along with the way that Japrice Dean has been playing, she's up to 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. LA might be within a shot.
Great play.
It was a good play. Izzy Bourne couldn't get the finish, gets a second look, and the foul called. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Again, remarkable that Bourne and Ball Ace have only combined for 13 of Adelaide's points.
Well, so much attention is on them. You could see right from the start of the game that Bourne was attracting a second, third player inside. Bourlaise has been forced to take some really off-balance shots, and so all the other girls have really stepped up. Dean has had a fantastic game for her first game in the league. So I don't think Bourne and Bourlaise just need to be patient, keep doing their thing. The Lightning have shown that they've got some depth that can step up and score. With Talbot still to come in, of course.
Exciting if you're an Adelaide fan, and exciting if you're a Bendigo fan as well, because when these connections start to continue to develop, Turner a good offensive rebound. They're going to be a tough team to stop. And good defense, and Sammy Wickham, of course it ends up in her hands. And worth shouting out as well, Veronica Burton, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. She comes into the league with that reputation as a defensive stopper, 3-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in college for Northwestern, averaged 3.4 steals across her 4 years in college, and she's making sure that everyone really knows about her defensive prowess.
I think there is a triple-double waiting to happen.
No doubt about
with
that.
Veronica Burton's name all over it.
Maybe a couple of block shots in a game and we could get a 5x5. We've seen Victor Wembanyama pull out a few of those across his career and early in this NBA season. And just a little too eager on the show there from Turner, who just grabs at her ribs by the looks of things. So we'll just keep a close eye on her. Might just have been winded.
But you could see Lightning were looking to do a really aggressive hard show, almost a trap off that pick and roll, which is keeping Bendigo guessing. They're changing things up a little bit, which I really like.
It's a few times Burton's just felt that back, but she's right to keep going. Screen comes from Tolo, floater from Burton, just a little too strong. Dean tips it to Turner. His rebound count just continues to go up, and she goes coast to coast if you don't mind. We've seen it again, Larissa.
Yes, oh my goodness. That just shouldn't happen.
If you're wondering, that was the inner coach of Larissa Anderson coming out there, the coast to coast.
Great job by Turner, though.
They come up with the ball again, so Adelaide have wrestled back the lead here, 67-66. Dean stops, pops. Dean for a deep 2, I think, by the signal on the court, but the Adelaide Lightning have started the fourth quarter on fire. They're giving Bendigo a bit of the treatment that they copped in the third quarter, and Coach Kennedy Kiriyama wants to talk things over for the Spirit.
Really smart by Dean there. No one guarded her on that transition 3. Why not? She's shooting it really well.
What a game so far for Japrice Dean, really putting together a nice outing in her first game in the WNBL. And this is an Adelaide Lightning team that have been 13-29 over the last 2 seasons. Wins have been very, very hard to come by. And I tell you what, if they can snatch one away from home here, it would be a brilliant way to start the season against a team, let's be honest, Larissa, in Bendigo that are really probably the championship favourites heading into the season.
They're right up there, that is for sure. I mean, obviously Kelsey Griffin's a huge out, but so Steph Talbot. So I think if you weigh up the calibre on paper that the Spirit have got on tonight compared to the Lightning, I think the Lightning have been very impressive.
They really have, and have done a relatively good job at limiting Mariana Tolo's impact. I mean, she's going to still finish with probably a really impressive double-double, but we expect her to continue to have an influence on this game in the last 8 minutes, and we'll wait to see if Adelaide can continue to contain it back the other way. Dean takes a break as well. I'm guessing it'll be brief though.
Hopefully she's okay, because she's just hit a 3, so it's and had the timeout to rest, so pretty interesting time to rest her. Hopefully she's okay.
Wickham with a tough Euro, way off. Tolo wrestles the O board, and we're just going to have a look at the shot clock. A little bit like for the footy fans when a player kicks a goal and then sprints away.
Yeah, they try to say that that's not a thing, but it really is a thing.
It's a thing. And that was the shot before the timeout from Japrice Dean, as we just get a moment to reset the shot clock to 1.5. So That shot from Whitcomb had no rim, so they're going to have to get a quick one off here. It'll be Burton to inbound. And you expect it'll probably find its way to Tolo or Whitcomb at some point off this inbound. Here is Whitcomb from the car park. Sammy almost banked it in like we saw at the end of the first half. Mariana Tolo, speaking of Aussie rules, just put Izzy Bourne into a
cuddle.
It was a
hug.
I think that's bread and butter tackle there.
It was just a hug. It was a hug. Tolo's, she likes hugs. That was a great block out there by Bourne. Yep, see, it's just a hug.
To be fair, she had a hand on the ball as well, but I'm not sure you can do that. One of the most loved figures in Aussie basketball, Mariana Tolo.
Because she loves to hug.
Friendly giant.
She's actually a very competitive beast, so I think they're saying Wickham might have to go off here.
Yeah, I think has a cut on that lead, looking to really tape it quickly, but I think because they've had to have the stoppage in play that they have to sub her out. Now, it's fixed and ready to go, so she'll probably come straight back out. But those are the rules. That was a bit of an odd one, but we're back underway and Wickham waits by the scorer's bench to check back in on the next whistle. Adelaide by 3 and a chance to extend the lead. Ball ace gets the mismatch on Tolo, snatches the crossover to the left and finishes.
That was very nice. Again, that was a little bit more, it wasn't great player movement there, not a lot of ball movement, but very poised by Bollais, recognising the mismatch with Tolo on her.
Lead out to 5 now for Adelaide. Great kick
pass
across from Kelly Wilson.
God, Kelly Wilson, she just finds her shooters all the time.
Eyes in the back, front and side of her head, Kelly Wilson. Lead cut back to 2. And the quest to be the all-time WNBL assist leader continues. Ball ace, extra pass was nice as well. Strong rebound from Brianna Turner. Dean back on the court already. Tough ask and a big stop from Mariana Tolo.
That's rebound number 16 for Turner. She's doing a huge job on the boards.
Picking up from where she left off last season. We've played 4 minutes here in the last. It's Bendigo trailing by 2, but in possession at the moment. Burton curls, kicks to the corner. Where on can she continue to get hot? She does. And Bendigo lead by a point.
Abby Werung is a beautiful shooter when she catches it in rhythm like that. Really nice quick release.
3 and D. No doubt about that. Little 2-point jumper there from Ball Ace. And again, there's a bit of a lid on the rim for her. Crowd's starting to get involved. Werung managed to pull it back in and just a little overzealous there from Izzy Ball Ace. Didn't have to do that.
No, she had Abby in a lot of trouble there, and they've done that a couple of times. They've just reached in at the end when they just really didn't need to.
No one really in foul trouble at this point, so nothing to worry about too much for Adelaide as Whitcomb checks back in. Finally got her whistle that she was after. Been a tough night for Izzy Ball Ace, but she continues to grind away. Here is Whitcomb. Slower second half. Pulls back to 3.
What
she says, have every bit of that now.
It's just such a quick release.
And Adelaide, they've been really good at that, haven't they? Quickly turning and made basket into offense back the other way.
They've done it beautifully. They've really caught, and I mean, that's often made basket. There is no excuse for Bendigo not to get back, so it just shows the focus of Adelaide running, and they're doing it very well.
That little forced break might have been a blessing in disguise for Sammy Whitcomb. Just got her breath back and says, all right, now I'm ready to go again.
Yeah.
Look at this dance between Brianna Turner and Mariana Tolo. Tolo wanting to make sure that she's on that side to box out. Turner trying to shake the tag.
Meanwhile, Bourne saying, can I shoot, please?
And back iron, so it might have worked against the Lightning there. All 3 from the free throw line so far. Gets that one to drop. Last season, under 50% from the free throw line, Izzy Braun, so she'll want to improve that number, but not off to the greatest of starts. That hand from Izzy Borlace was useful in the end because it slowed down the catch for Wickham, but they'll get another look at it here, the Spirit. And she just threw it straight into the hands of Borlace, who gets bumped. And a foul called by the official trailing. So Lightning will get a set here.
I was watching Sammy Wickham warm up before the game, and she actually practices shots off one leg. So you'll see that some might say that that's an off-balance shot. She actually practices it a lot.
And we saw her make the non-make to end the first half, and that was off one leg as well. Good hands from Wilson. Dean a little bit quieter here in the final quarter. Hesitation from Basham. Run into trouble. Single digits on the shot clock. Borlace looking to go to work. Turns the corner. But Tolo was there to help and force the stop.
She protects the rim beautifully, Tolo.
Bendigo with a chance to extend the lead. Wickham. Great find. Tolo extra one. One more Wilson. Good hands from Borlace.
Oh.
Kelly Wilson takes a tumble. No foul called. And it will be Adelaide ball. They trail by 5, 4:07 to play here in the fourth.
I do find that interesting. Kelly Wilson's probably pointing out that the same foul was called with Adelaide tripping on Tolo's screen to end that first half, and they called it. Kelly Wilson's tripped here on Borlace's foot. It's technically the same sort of thing.
I don't have an argument, but not one that they've won on this occasion. That's a good point. We saw that call that ended the first half. Cost them 3 points.
Yeah.
They're on the wrong side of it again here. Dean likes the mismatch against Tolo. Shakes, bakes, couldn't hit. Time maybe now starting to play a little bit of a factor. Inside 4 minutes. Spirit with the ball. They lead by 5. Werong's had a good last quarter. Wickham turns the corner, just caught Borlace snapping and finished with the left.
Yeah, really nice finish by Wickham there.
She's up to 27 in this game. Sammy Wickham, what a star. Borlace into traffic.
She was heading for 40. I'm a little disappointed. There's still time.
And Kelly Wilson comes up with the stop in her 22nd season in the WNBL, the game's record holder. Down the stretch, what a great play.
She has got, well-timed hands.
The help defense, especially in the second half, been really good from Bendigo, hasn't it?
Much, much better.
Tolo's been a step further across and has really impacted some possessions. Here she is on the offensive end of the floor. Turner, good hands. Brianna Turner putting together a really good game. 14 points, 16 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. They wanted more offense from her, and this is all you can ask for.
She's being so much more aggressive. A great first game by Turner, both ends of the floor.
And in limited minutes as well. Hasn't played a whole heap in this one. Need a basket here. 3 minutes to play in the last. They've had the answer for the most part, Adelaide. Can they come up with one more? Dean looking to get to that mid-range. Might get it here. Pass, Wickham. Flips up, doesn't flip in. Strong rebound, Tolo. Spirit can go back the other way. Wilson turns the corner. Samuels open for 3. Dagger from Casey Samuels.
Something happened to Dean then. Hopefully she's okay.
Timeout on the floor. 2:26 remaining. Spirit now out to a 10-point lead. Casey Samuels with a really, really big hit. Now make sure you're following all the live stats of this game and of course the game afterwards as well. in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team and player info, and more. You can download it from the App Store today. Go check out the WNBL app. And of course, a reminder that this is only the first of 2 games tonight. What a WNBL doubleheader we have as we take a look at the Casey Samuels dagger. What a big hit from her. We've got the grand final rematch coming up over in Perth between the Lynx and the Flyers. So it's a big night of WNBL hoops, and we've been treated to a ripping contest here. Can the Lightning produce something, Larissa?
Look, there's still 2.5 minutes to go. We've seen this lead before disappear pretty quickly. Can they do it in the last 2.5? It's not looking that way at the moment, but they have fought back all game. I mean, you look at the 4 of the starting 5 for Lightning are all in double figures, really contributing nicely. So
if you told the Lightning that at this point in the final quarter, 10 points, but in basketball these days, 10 points is not a massive lead. And the two Izzies have combined 6 of 29 from the field. I tell you what, they probably would have taken that, the Lightning.
Yeah, they haven't had a great night from the floor, the two of them, and they're only down by 10.
So the Lightning need to get busy and need to do it in a hurry. That's a loose-ish pass. What a great possession out of the timeout so far. Single digits on the shot clock. Basham been quiet in the second half, pulls up, doesn't get it to go. And now the clock really the friend of the Bendigo Spirit. Kick across, Whitcomb one more time. Way off, but nobody boxed out Casey Samuels. And she's had the last 5 for the Bendigo Spirit.
She's having a great night. 21 points for Casey Samuels.
Lead is 12. Inside 2 minutes to play. What a pass! But good defense again. That help D has been terrific here in the last.
Yeah, Spirit's defense in the second half overall has been much, much better.
Lightning have just scored 7 points in this quarter with 90 seconds to play. Tolo, post entry. Goes one-on-one, spins to the left. Turner's defense good again. Dean, one more. Has to go. Back iron, no dice. And you get the feeling that the Spirit are going to hold on here. The Lightning had an answer at every turn, but just ran out of puff here in the last 5 minutes of the final quarter. Wilson turns the corner, drops it to Tolo, gets it to go. Another assist for Kelly Wilson, one out.
And a lovely finish by Tolo. Look, I don't know how many preseason games the Spirit ended up being able to play. They had to cancel a couple. This would be a really, really good run for them, particularly with Wickham only just joining them recently and at the very last couple of sessions losing Kelsey Griffin. I think they've done a great job overall. More turnovers probably than what they would have liked for such an experienced team, but I think a really impressive first run for both teams.
Yep, to 19 turnovers, but a really impressive and professional performance from Bendigo. They just stayed with it all the way and are going to walk away most likely, unless something miraculous happens for the Lightning, with a victory here. Tolo, 13 points, 14 rebounds. And considering from the surface, watching, it doesn't seem like she's had a massive impact in terms of the scoreboard and things like that. But 13 points, 14 rebounds, some really important defensive possessions as well, and maybe a little bit unsung in this game, Mariana Tolo.
And I think it's important to note that 8 of her 14 rebounds are offensive, so that's created 8 second chance points, 8 second chance attempts for the Spirit, which is huge. Not to mention the amount that don't count. She's got a lot of tips, and she's just such a big presence on the rim. You've mentioned that on her the split line, her defense and her help defense has been really solid.
19-7 quarter so far for the Spirit, and that one off again as we tick inside 40 seconds. So Bendigo, who have missed the playoffs the last 9 seasons in a row, their quest to get back to the postseason starts off here with a victory in front of their home fans. Kelly Wilson, Burton, one more. Samuels has been the clutch player of the last quarter. Another rebound for Brianna Turner because why not? She's racking them up. And the seconds will tick away. Dean will go to work, looking to get one last basket for the Lightning. Off balance, couldn't get it to go. And game number 2 of WNBL 25 is in the books. And the Bendigo Spirit, much to the delight of their home fans, walk away with an 84-70 victory over the Adelaide Lightning. But Larissa Anderson, it was a much closer contest than that scoreline suggests.
It really was. I think the Lightning should be really proud of that first effort, particularly losing a player like the calibre of Talbot. But the Spirit showed exactly why they're tipped to be one of the favourites. Lightning kept coming back at them and they would respond straight away. And as we've said a few times throughout this game, round 1, game 1's always going to be a little bit rusty. I was really impressed with both teams tonight. There were some really great looks and some great signs for the season ahead.
And those are the type of professional wins that Bendigo want to put together when things don't always go your way. Other teams are going to make runs, but you still find a way to manufacture a victory. But yeah, really exciting signs if you're an Adelaide Lightning fan, especially minus Steph Talbot. Good signs for them moving forward as well. We looked through some of the stats and Sammy Wicken lit things up in the first half, 19 points. She finishes the game with 27, 7 rebounds and 3 steals. A fantastic performance from Sammy.
That was okay.
You wanted 40, didn't you, Larissa?
No, I absolutely love watching her play. And look, having coached against her quite a bit, she's a nightmare to coach against. She looks like the best teammate. And look at her. I mean, you'd think she'd been there for ages. It's obviously a big move for her to come to Bendigo. And she made a massive statement tonight. She really set them up in the first half beautifully, and then everyone contributed around her.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the spread of scoring. They had 4 players in double digits. Tolo with 13 and 14. Abby Werung with 13 points. Come up with some big baskets as well. And then Samuels, really in that last quarter, came up with some big shots. That 3-pointer down the stretch as well. She had 4 made triples, finishes with 21 points and 7 rebounds. Really impressive performance from Casey Samuels.
Very much, yeah, she had a great first game. We all know she's a shooter, but she's such a good-sized guard too. She's strong. So she really does have a big presence out there. So many shooters on this Spirit lineup. You can see they didn't really go deep. They brought Kelly Wilson off the bench. As always, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. She just gets it done, Kelly Wilson. But really, no one else played. So you can see they really did miss having Kelsey. That key 7 players are going to be really exciting to watch. Yeah, really only a 6-player rotation. It's a good point, Larissa. For Adelaide, we saw a lot in those highlights. Japri Steen, a really great first showing in the WNBL for her. 21 points, 9 of 15 shooting, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. And I get the feeling we're going to get a high dosage of that mid-range game from Dean as the season progresses. Yeah, she... very nice mid-range game and great first game. She played big minutes there. She did have the 5 turnovers, which is quite normal when you're getting used to the league. I think when any player first comes into the WNBL, I think it's a bit of a shock. She settled in very nicely, very impressed with her game overall, and very impressed with the youngsters such as Basham, etc., coming in, the likes of them contributing the way they did. I think at Lightning, again, would be really happy with that performance overall for their first game. Yeah, plenty to take out of it. Georgia Pinot, one of those youngsters who had some good minutes off the bench. Brianna Turner, in just 20 minutes of action, 14 points, 17 rebounds. We're getting used to those big double-doubles from her. The thing for the Lightning was the Izzies didn't quite have the game that they were both hoping for. Combined 6 of 31 from the field. But as you mentioned, the positive to take out of that is for the majority of the game, except maybe the last 5 minutes, they were well and truly in it despite their 2 real top options not being able to put together high-scoring games. When you weigh up the fact that those 2 are 2 really key players for them and Steph Talbot being out, so they effectively did that without their 3 key players scoring double figures. So that's what I mean by, I don't mean that Adelaide should be really happy with that because I don't expect them to win. It's because not often will you see Izzy, Bourlays and Bourne shoot that way and they're missing Talbot. So those 3 coming in firing will make a massive difference. And last season, if those 2 players had that type of game against a team of this calibre, it was a game that they would have lost by 20 to 30 points. So, yeah, obviously they would have wanted the win. Yeah. However, not all doom and gloom after the first game from the Adelaide Lightning. So,
2 games in the books for this WNBL 25 season. There's one still to come tonight and then another tomorrow. But make sure you tune in to the Lynx v the Flyers, a grand final rematch. How good is that going to be over in Perth? On behalf of the production crew, Larissa, great to be back in the commentary box with you.
Oh, thank you for having me. Great to call the game with you as well. How exciting. Everyone get behind the WNBL. We have a great season ahead.
We certainly do. So good night from us, but make sure you tune in later. The Lynx versus the Flyers.